Hey, this is CG1 and thank you so much for joining me once again. So I want to talk to you about something that we all struggle with from time to time. Is how do you deal with compliments or people showing their appreciation? But on the flip side, how do you deal with, say, people embarrassing you and talking bad about you, or when things don't go right and you fail terribly? See, it's quite interesting because sometimes maybe you do something for someone and they come up to you and they give you all the amazing compliments and praises. They express their appreciation by saying stuff like, wow, you're so amazing at doing this. You're such a good leader. If it wasn't because of you, I wouldn't have been able to have done this. You helped me so much. And it's easy to become big-headed, or it's easy to start to not deal with it well, because sometimes you might say thank you and allow those compliments to kind of take you higher than you actually are. Or maybe perhaps someone talks very ill of you. Maybe you feel terribly at something, you feel really embarrassed and you feel a sense of despair. How do you deal with that? See, the secret is in something that Mother Teresa said. If you are humble, nothing will touch you, neither praise nor despair, because you know who you are. When people praise you and express their appreciation of you, or maybe when people talk bad about you and say how terrible you are, that doesn't really affect how you see things. It doesn't affect your expectation of who you are, because true humility is about understanding that your strengths gives you hope of what you can achieve, but your weaknesses keeps you grounded to remind you that you're fallible, that you're not all amazing, you're not the one that people depend on to be able to survive or exist. That if you were gone, the world will still keep moving. See, it's about understanding that. And that's the same way that you deal with despair, because you know that, fair enough, this didn't go right. Fair enough, people say that you're not good enough, but you have the right perspective, you have the right view. That's what it means to be humble. See, many years ago I learned that humility is not thinking less of yourself, but it's thinking less about yourself. It's not this idea that, to be humble or to really show how to respond to people's compliments, I need to talk less of myself. That's not humility. It's about understanding the right perspective, that your strengths are there, your weaknesses are there, and they both complement each other into keeping you in check. That's what it is. Because your strengths can easily be exaggerated to the point where people are like, you're so amazing, you're so talented. But at the same time, your weaknesses should keep you grounded to remind you of who you are. See, it's not something that you deal with, let's say 5 years ago, and yet you're free from it. It's something that you have to keep grappling with. It's something that you have to keep. Whenever someone praises you, whenever someone compliments you, whenever someone says something that affects you, you have to always keep in mind of who you are. That despair and praise should not affect your perspective of who you are. Always be reminded that to deal with compliments is not just the act of a simple thank you. It's not an act of ignoring it, but it's always keeping in check that whenever someone says, I never have done this without you, but you have to be reminded that, man, there are so many people I couldn't have done. Whether you express it out loud, you have to mentally grapple with this, that, man, it's not about you. That's the selflessness element of it. And then it's not all about what I can do, but also what I can't do. Keeps you grounded to always give you a better perspective of who you are. This is CG1, and you have the seed of greatness.